The singer from Group A with the least amount of votes is the Dragon.
I love the Dragon.
Jenny.
Yeah?
Your first impression guess was NFL star Adrian Peterson. Ken, you went with Marshawn Lynch, which wasn't a bad one.
This can't be Michael Phelps.
You went from Marshawn Lynch to Michael Phelps.
Yes, I did.
Nicole,
We're all processing that.
Thank you.
your first impression was Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
Mr. Busta Rhymes.
I like
Wow,
it.
that's confidence right
Busta-
there. Take it off. Take it off.
It was the premiere episode of The Masked Singer Season 4, and a legendary rapper was revealed as the Dragon. But in this week's episode, we recap what went down, our top 3 performances, and our Masked Singer detective Kyle exposes a fan favorite, the Sun. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Mel.
And I'm Kyle.
And welcome to the Talent Recap Show. You guys, it is the Masked Singer Recap. Me and Kyle are back. Kyle, it's so good to be finally officially reunited.
I know it's so good to be back. And, you know, we've been doing this whole socially distanced thing since before it was cool, since you're in New York and I'm in California.
We started the trend, all right? So you guys, we are socially distancing as per usual, but listen, it doesn't stop the amazingness that was the Masked Singer Season 4 premiere. Kyle, I know we say this every season, but the talent gets better and better literally every season.
It really does. And I think it's one of those things where the first season, they probably kind of struggled to get people on it when they were trying to figure out what the show was. But now that it's established, now that so many people watch it, I feel like it's such a fun thing for celebrities to do, to be on the show.
You know what I say? They kept their promise of saying that they're going to bring us bigger celebrities. And I mean, let's just get down to what happened this week. The Dragon was revealed, you guys. And the Dragon, Kyle, was none other than
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes. I mean, okay, let's be honest. That was so obvious from jump because Busta Rhymes has a very distinct voice.
Yeah, this was just like, I think about Lil Wayne last season, where as soon as he started performing, you're like, oh, obviously. Like, the voice is just so distinct. I mean, it was clear before he was even revealed that this was Busta.
And listen, Busta Rhymes is a legend, you guys. I don't know if you're familiar with the rap game, but it's a pretty big deal that he was on the stage for the season premiere.
Yeah, it was, and it was funny because before, the season even came out, people are starting to put their guesses and stuff online. I saw a lot of people thinking it was going to be Andrew Yang, so I'll have to say they were probably pretty surprised once he opened his mouth for the performance.
I totally agree with you. Now, I have to say something, though. I feel like Busta Rhymes kind of gave us a major clue earlier today. I'm on his Twitter page right now, you guys, and one of the tweets he had this morning at 12:31 a.m., he says, the earth-shattering monster banger, #you by the Dragon, featuring Anderson .Paak, available and streaming now. He used the dragon emojis. He was making it very clear that he is related to the Dragon. And I feel like, I hope the Masked Singer PR isn't too pissed at him.
No, you know what? I don't think anyone made that connection until they saw his performance because, people use names like that all the time, so you just never know. But as soon as he performed and people started looking it up, yeah, I mean, he made it obvious beforehand.
Super obvious. But you know what? We have to talk about the other contestants. So you guys, this is Group A. It's not everyone in the season yet, but let's take a look at who was in it. So we have Sun Mask, Giraffe Mask, Popcorn, and Snow Owls, and of course Dragon, who was eliminated today. How are you feeling about the costumes? How are you feeling about the performances? What are you thinking, Kyle?
I mean, I think the costumes are great this season, and like we talked about, I think we saw some of the best performances, that we've seen in a while from these contestants. So knowing that this is only 5, or I guess 6 technically, with the Snow Owls, of the 16 contestants that we're going to see this season, it's really exciting.
Definitely exciting. So you know what? I think it's time for us to get into our top 3 performances of the week. Kyle, let's kick it off with number 3 being the Snow Owls singing Say Something. All right, Kyle, I love this song, and more importantly, I love how we have the 2 people. At first, I was a little shaky about it, I'm not gonna lie, but they sounded so good.
Yeah, and it's so special. It just adds a different dynamic when you have harmonies, and it's clear that these are people who are related in some way, whether it be siblings or like a married couple or something. And so I think you can really feel that even through their costumes, you can see their connection.
Yep, I totally agree with you. They definitely been singing together. They definitely sing professionally, I feel, or just like have musical talent in their blood. I just want to hear, Kyle, have you heard any guesses on who these people are?
Yeah, so I mean, looking online, the most popular guess is a lot of people agree that it might be Donnie and Marie Osmond, which I think would be unprecedented considering he's already been on the show. But we also have Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood, Chip and Joanna Gaines from Fixer Upper, and Clint Black and Lisa Hartman Black, who are country artists as well.
Interesting. Now, I gotta say, if he returns to the show, Donny Osmond, I think that would be such a cool little plot twist. It's 2020, anything can go down, so hey.
Exactly, and no one would be expecting it. Even though he was guest tonight, I mean, no one would expect that he would actually come back and be on the show.
True. All right, and our number 2 performance is Popcorn singing What About Us by Pink. I love Popcorn. I love the costume. I love Popcorn in general, so this is a vibe.
Me too. I think she had a great vibe. I mean, and as soon as she started singing, you could tell that this was a talented vocalist, someone who knew what she was doing. And I think it was kind of fun, to see that costume come to life. I think the food ones are always really interesting and very hit or miss when it comes to the show. I mean, I think about like Taco last season, and that was terrifying to me. But to see how well they did with Popcorn and how well she performed, I thought this was a killer performance.
And Popcorn had a little flirting situation with Nick, which I find kind of interesting. That might be a clue in itself.
I just want to kiss Nick.
Whoa, all right.
Yeah, it might be. And, when I'm looking online about who people are guessing the Popcorn might be, I see Taylor Dane brought up a lot and Tina Turner. Those are probably by far the leading guesses. But I've also seen a few people guess Paula Abdul.
Paula Abdul? I mean, I don't know. That voice is not, but I haven't heard her sing in a while, so I don't want to play her. You're right.
Exactly.
That might be a
I'm not hearing it either, but I mean, she did American Idol. She's kind of been around this type of series, so it wouldn't be surprising if she did show up on it.
Yeah, and Simon is off TV now, so maybe she just wants to make her way back.
Now's her chance.
So let's get into our number 1 performance of the week, which is the Sun Mask singing 'Cause I Love You by Lizzo. I mean, Sun Mask did not come to play. There's always that one person in the group that's like, and that was the Sun Mask.
Yeah, you can tell the Sun Mask is going to go really far this season. I mean, she's just insanely talented and has a lot of soul, too. I mean, Lizzo is not necessarily an easy artist to cover. She definitely has a certain swag about her, and she's just super talented. And so I think hearing it covered in this way was really interesting, but it really showed off her vocal abilities.
And Sun Mask costume kind of reminds me of Lion throwback costume. They have similarities, I see, and I feel like anybody who has a similar costume like that always comes like a power singer. So it's just something paying attention to wardrobe,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's part of the costume designer's job is to make them kind of, their personality in this costume. And with Sun Mask, I think they did it perfectly. When all gold and just how like regal she looks. I mean, I think it's a spot on.
Definitely. Now, you guys, you saw the performances. Let us know, do you agree with our top 3? Did we bug out? Let us know in the comments below. We'll chat with you guys. But you know what? Can we go a little bit into the format? So it's not going to be the same Group A that we saw this week performing. It's actually going to be Group B, right?
Yeah, so Group B premieres next week, which to my understanding will be the group of 6. And so they'll come next week, and then the week after that, we'll be back to Group A and get that down to 3.
I mean, this format is back and forth, but hey, as long as the performances keep on coming, we're good, right?
Exactly.
All right, you guys, let us know in the comments below how you feel about the performers, how you feel about our top 3. Are you feeling the costumes? What do you like about the season so far? What don't you like? And next week, we'll shout out one of your comments as our comment of the week. Speaking of number 1, you guys, Kyle is the number 1 Masked Singer official detective, probably the only one, and that's what we're going to keep on saying. But Kyle, we have to know, who are you exposing in this week's episode? Which character?
Yeah, well, we've got to keep our perfect track record going, so we are going to start this week going big with the Sun.
The Sun? Okay, Kyle, remember, your job is always on the line. You have a reputation you have to uphold. Are you feeling confident about this prediction?
I am. I'm ready for my season 4 bonus.
Oh, season 4 bonus. I'm here for the energy, Kyle. Who is the sun mask?
All right, so the sun is LeAnn Rimes.
LeAnn Rimes? You know, I kind of get the vibe, but let us know. How is it LeAnn Rimes?
Yeah, okay, so surprisingly, we didn't get any clues about Coyote Ugly, but I'll go through the clues that we did get this week.
Okay.
So first of all, before this season even started airing, she talked about being a torch in winter, and then in the package we saw this week, she talked about extreme seasons, and LeAnn Rimes performed at the Salt Lake City Olympics in 2002, and so there's that reference. She also talked about how the sun set records, and LeAnn Rimes is the youngest individual to win a Grammy. And that's a title she still holds now.
Wow.
And then we also saw her card that said gold member, which made people think it might be someone associated to like the James Bond movies. But I think it's just associated to the fact that she has multiple gold albums. Okay. And then we also saw kind of an outline of Mickey Mouse, which was a reference to Disney. And LeAnn Rimes performed a televised concert on Disney Channel when she was younger. And I think that's one of those things where they try to throw it in there so you automatically think it has to be a Disney star.
Yep.
But there's a connection there that's not a direct connection like that. And then next, she talked in her package about struggling with depression, and that's something that LeAnn Rimes has spoken outwardly about. We also saw a Jaguar at one point in her clues, and she has written a children's book called Jag. And it looks exactly like the one that they showed in the clues looks almost exactly like the one on the cover of her book.
Major clue.
And then also we saw the sun kind of on top of the world throughout some of the clues. And LeAnn Rimes has an album called Sitting on Top of the World.
I mean, self-explanatory with that, right?
Exactly. And on top of all of that, you know, we heard Sun sing 'Cause I Love You by Lizzo tonight, and LeAnn Rimes actually has a video of her singing it on YouTube. I think it's like in her tour bus, and it sounds identical to the Sun. So if there were any doubts in the clues, I think the voice just sealed the deal.
I mean, I'm sure the Masked Singer PR is going to ask her to take that down or something. But if you guys can listen to that video, and I just feel like, Kyle, you never get it wrong. So I'm just going to side with you as per usual.
Exactly. I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. It's one that as soon as you heard the voice, it was so familiar and all the clues just line up.
All right, you guys, let us know in the comments below. Do you agree with Kyle that the sun is LeAnn Rimes? It's his first expose of the season. Kyle has been right every season, so what's stopping him now, right? But if you disagree, let us know in the comments why. All right, you guys, also let us know what character do you want Kyle to reveal, I should say expose, in next week's episode. Let us know in the comments below as well. But I think that's enough time that we have today. Kyle, let everybody know where they can find you on socials.
Yeah, it's Kmart Pleasure on Instagram and Twitter.
And then you could find me at _MELBAE on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. But more importantly, make sure you're following Talent Recap on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You're on YouTube. Click subscribe right now at Talent Recap on all social platforms. And Kyle, I think it's time for us to say, and that's our Talent Recap.
Hey, what are you doing tonight? Well, I think you should hit that subscribe button down below, and then we can talk.